Haejun grew up with his single mother, who was obsessed with talking about ghosts. Say hi, guys! Well, anyways, it's not like he hates his mom or anything. It was actually a pretty peaceful, loving family situation. Now that he's in his second year of high school, he does not want to live home anymore. So he and his thick-ass wallet are going to move out. Oh shit, I can't find my wallet! All his 370,000 wons are gone. He remembers that random stranger he brushed up against while walking down the street and suspects him of stealing his wallet, and shows up to his place while strangling all his friends. And like rightfully so, like we support you. Wallet? What wallet? I know it was you. Give me back my wallet, you piece of shit. Oh no, what should we do? I don't know. That's weird. I just picked it up on the way here. Why are you treating me like a criminal without any proof? Shut up and hand over my wallet, asshole, before I murder. If I give you your wallet back, are you gonna clean up my house? This is your house? This is just a garbage dump. Oh crap, Eunyeon hates when people say that. Garbage dump? I've already spent all the money inside. Didn't your mom get possessed by a ghost and become a total nutjob? Holy shit, Eunyeon made fun of Haejun's mom, which he hates more than anything. Where's your mom? Does she know that you live in that dirty rag of a tent? Oh shit, Haejun insulted his tent, which Eunyeon hates more than anything. Wait, why are we commentating like this? They're gonna off each other. What are we gonna do? We watch? Haejun picked up a random knife and started slashing away at Eunyoung's tent, which is essentially his home. And Eunyoung picks up a piece of glass and stabs Haejun. What the hell is going on? Two homeless guys fighting, duh. Next thing you know, Haejun wakes up in a hospital bed after sleeping for 3 days straight, which means he passed the deadline for the dorm application. Well, it's not like he has his money anyway, so which means he has to commute from home, the very place he was trying to escape. But he literally just came to this school just for the dorms. The teacher in charge says that there's this sketchy looking house as a final resort. He'll take anything at this point, because apparently there's nowhere that's worse than his house. Yeah, are you sure about that? Well, his only roommate is already living in the house, so it's time to meet him. Hello, it's nice to meet you for the very first time, because it's the first time I'm seeing you right now. Bruh, what do you think you're doing? Are you effing with me? Huh? Do I look like an idiot? What's with this act? What you mean? Where is my wallet? What are you talking about? I was at a friend's house. Lie to me one more time. You effing criminal. You basically attempted murder. What? Huh? Wasn't anywhere near there. I was at my friend's house. Was it really me? Wait, don't tell me. Now that I think about it, he does seem kind of different. His face also looks a little different, I guess. It's not like he was possessed. Haejun actually remembers that his mom taught him about how ghosts can actually possess people and they can commit horrible crimes. So maybe Eunyoung was possessed or something. Fine, I believe you. Anyways, I'll just go to my room. You dropped something. Well, no way, he got me. It really was you, you piece of shit. Imagine kicking a guy in the exact place you stabbed him. Whoa, don't get mad. It's not like I killed you or something. Huh? But he still ended up staying because I guess he just hates home that much. The blonde is pissing me off. Hope Blondie got haunted, lol. Wait, hold on, stay with me here. He's on the thumbnail for a reason. Cool. The house is actually haunted. I mean, sometimes you gotta judge a book by its cover. Aren't you gonna say thank you? I'm the one who called 911 for you. Didn't I basically save your life? Just ignore him. That is all your fault, you piece of. When's he gonna change out of his hospital clothes? That would be a waste of time since he's always going back there. Well, they're fighting again. Okay, so why does Haejun want to live here anyways? Well, he had a falling apart with his mom. Did you choose that school because of the dorms? Are you gonna leave your mom and go? Why? How am I supposed to live here alone without my son? You're gonna have plenty of fun without me anyways, right? This house has ghosts, dolls, and there's also Miyoung you love so much. What are you saying, Haejun? You think they're the same as you? Mom, I'm sick of this. I wanna try living quietly in a normal place for once. Oh, was it because you saw the weird ghosts again? What kind of ghost was it? Oh, is it because you're still scared of Miyoung Nuna? Enough about the ghost. It's because of you. I'm sick of living with you. Haejun. I'm sorry, Haejun. It's all my fault. So we find out the reason Haejun can't live in his house anymore is not because he hates his mom, but because he feels guilty and he doesn't want to live in an empty house without her. That's why he would rather live here in the haunted dorm and have arguments with his roommate every single day. Like Haejun is trying to study here while Eunyoung invited all his friends and being so loud in another room. Don't tell me you're mad just because I have a lot of friends. Wow, do you actually not have any friends? Yeah, honestly he didn't because he was being bullied because of his mom's superstitions. Another thing is that Eunyoung just throws his trash on the floor, so Haejun had to do all the cleaning by himself until his hands got crusty. Dude, if you're on the opposite side, I feel like I have to strike up a conversation or something. Don't worry, I don't expect that from you. I feel like he's cleaning just to not think about his mom. Huh? Ah! Apparently, Eunyeon kept inviting his friends over because the more people in this house, the less weird noises there are. And the only reason the ghosts are showing up is because Haejun kicked them out. But good news, a dorm room opened, which means Haejun finally has the opportunity to get out of this place. Eunyeon, isn't it uncomfortable living in the house? It must be scary living there alone. Nope, that house is super comfy. I don't want to commute from home. Nah. Really? Yeah, no, he was faking. He finally starts being responsible and picking up after himself. So, when you going to the new dorm? It got cancelled. What? Eunyeon actually hates being alone, and having Haejun there, even though they always fight, is pretty nice. Actually, he ran into a teacher who told him, no, the good dorm wasn't actually cancelled, and that Haejun decided to stay in the haunted dorm just so that Eunyeon wouldn't have to be kicked out of it and not be alone. Eunyeon ended up telling Haejun that he does indeed have a house, but he would rather be there than go back. Meanwhile, the long-haired ghost is still specifically haunting Haejun. But then he remembers, Haejun, say hello. That's Miyoung. Miyoung is always watching over you because she's worried you're gonna have a nightmare. Miyoung. Okay. The one who's been chasing me the whole time was Miyoung. Miyoung is in this house. The next morning, he wakes up to find Eunyeong standing in the kitchen preparing breakfast for him, and this kept happening every single morning after that incident. Looks like they're finally getting along until... This is Juwon, and he also decided to run away from home. Oh yeah, that first year makes breakfast for me. Oh really? You guys must be close then. Bruh. I can't wait to meet him. Don't get your hopes up. Why not? Isn't he the one that almost ran over me with a motorcycle? Holy crap, that surprised me. Watch where you're going. Hey, you guys watch where you're going. Alright, so now Haejun and Eunyeong are fighting again because vehicle accidents are a sensitive topic for him. But he didn't say it, so Eunyeong does not understand. Wait guys, don't fight because of me. It's not that big of a deal. What are you gonna do if Juwon actually died? Huh? What? Fine, I'll apologize. I'm sorry for almost killing you. You piece of... Wow, thanks so much for apologizing. We'll just go now. The next morning, Eunyeong still made breakfast for Haejun. I didn't think he'd do this either. Haejun asked him why he ran away from home, and apparently it's because his mom kept reading his diary and he felt like he had no privacy at home. Haejun still thinks that he should have a proper conversation with his mom before actually running away. But we both know Juwon is not doing that. He thinks of this dorm as his own. Juwon! Your mom is here. So his mom tries to bring him back home. It's my room and I don't like it. What are you saying to your mother? Who gets permission before entering their kid's room? Go ahead and ask your friends. Ask if any parent does that. So in the end, Juwon was forced to pack up and go back home. But wait, where's his laptop? I guess he has to leave without it. Oh, Eunyeong just borrowed it. Juwon ended up going up to his father to get his permission to live in the haunted dorm. But make sure to tell your mother before you leave. No one can come into my room as they please again. No one can touch my stuff. But then he started feeling paranoid again because his diary is out in the open and his laptop charger is missing, and it was Eunyeong. Are we surprised? Did you see a notebook? Like the one that said diary on it? Did you see what's inside? Nope. His face definitely looks like he read it. Why would you go through someone else's things like that? There's certain lines that you can't cross. People like you drive me crazy. You're the worst type of person to live with. Even if it was family. Huh? Here. I thought you left your laptop out for me to take since you said you would leave it out when we met at school. Leave it out? Oh, I did leave it out in the kitchen. You didn't put it back in its place again, huh? If you don't want me to get involved, then clean it up properly. I'm sorry though. I should have told you before I used it. Crap, I got mad at him for no reason.
Thank you, Juwon, for censoring your cuss words yourself, so I don't have to censor it for you.
He actually apologized this time. Bare minimum, but the bar is in hell. Juwon kept losing other stuff like his headphones and his socks, and his phone charger, and his pencils, and his sanity. So he goes to Haejun to complain about it, and then Haejun goes to question Eunyoung on his behalf. Juwon goes through Eunyoung's things to go look for his missing items, and yup, he did take them. All of them. So it was you! Hey, I told you already. I only steal expensive stuff, not this. I haven't even gone inside his room. Juwon, you're really bad at keeping track of your stuff. Why are your headphones on top of the toilet? Your socks were shoved in the corner of the shower. Your charger was in a pantry. You would have lost all of it already. And you have the nerve to take it out on me? Aren't you sorry for your mom? Don't talk like you understand our family situation. And if you just left it all alone, then I would have found it eventually. Why'd you hide it to make me look bad? Isn't this basically stealing? Hey Jun, how'd you know it was me? You have a really good eye for this. Well, if it wasn't you, then Juwon would have found everything on his own eventually. If you know me so well, then why did you choose to stay in this place with me? Are we done here? Get out of my room! It's like every time they make progress, they go back to square one. The next morning, there's no breakfast on the table. And then Haejun and Eunyoung get into another fight because Eunyoung wasn't wearing a helmet while riding a motorbike. Start fighting again. Since this time Juwon can't find his laundry, let me check your room just once. I refuse. What are you doing, Juwon? Let go! Move! What are you doing? Stop that! He's the one who tried to get my room after I told him no. I really didn't steal! Haejun! Don't go in there, I mean it. Why do I bother? You POS, don't do that. What? That. Stop looking at me like I'm a piece of garbage and sighing. Are you always clean and morally correct? Do you know me that well? Get out. Turns out Juwon's laundry was literally in his own closet, folded up. Eunyoung. Now what? I'm sorry. So Haejun and Eunyoung talk it out at night. And hey, there's breakfast the next morning. Turns out the reason why Juwon's mom is like this is because she feels really alone at home. Like without her kids, she has nothing to do. She doesn't even get along that well with her husband and she doesn't have a job. She feels really empty. Which is why she was the one who came into their dorm and folded Juwon's clothes for him. Juwon and his mom start fighting. You think I left just because you cleaned my room? It's because of you! I'm sick of living with you! Haejun walks Juwon's mom home because he doesn't want her to get into a car accident. Haejun told Juwon that his mom passed away to make Juwon actually appreciate his time with his mother. She let him stay and they made up. At school, Haejun saw a kid being bullied and getting beaten up, so being the good person he is, he beat up all the bullies and gave the kid his money back. But a random girl came by and took a photo. Next thing you know, the whole school thinks Haejun is the bully because this is the picture they showed on the school journal. Not even Juwon believes his innocence. However, Eunyoung called out Juwon for being a backstabber. He knows that Haejun would never do something like that. He took matters into his own hands and goes question the victim who testified against Haejun even though he was being helped. Forced him to confess that Haejun is innocent. Meanwhile, Juwon is questioning the president of the journalism club. Her name is Marie. For Marie, didn't really get that much information from the victim. The victim even told her to not write the article, but she did it anyways so she can show off to her father. Eunyoung comes in and plays a recording of the victim confessing, but then Marie accidentally deletes it. If you record something like this without the speaker's permission, it's not legally acceptable. Are you joking? Haejun got accused right now and no one is believing him. Whenever someone's money gets stolen, Haejun is the first one to get questioned and gets searched by the teacher even though he did nothing wrong, and his whole class is looking down on him. What you doing? I'm studying. You sure are coming to my room a lot these days. Are you worried about me or something? It's just, if I can't even get good grades, then the teachers are gonna treat me even worse. The other kids too. This is the only thing I can do at the moment. The victim gets a text from his bullies asking to hang out, so he has no choice but to come out. Hey there, how do you guys know each other? Oh, him? We happen to get to know him, and he's really funny. He kept saying that he wants to play with you too. Anyways, Eunyoung beats them up. I hate people like you more than anything. I'll help Haejun. I'll tell the truth tomorrow at school. So the next day, the victim confessed, and Haejun's name was cleared. The class apologized to him, and he forgave them. But he still feels really bad. Is this what my life is gonna be like without any family? Marie and the victim both apologized, and Haejun felt a lot better, knowing that his roommates have his back. But for some reason, Eunyeon didn't tell him that he was the one who did most of the work. The midterms are over, and Haejun got really good grades. But wait a minute, we need to backtrack, because I know you're out here thinking the journalism club president is like evil or something. The following portion of the video may contain domestic abuse and substance abuse. Also, I should probably mention that this video is not for kids. Hello YouTube, please don't demonetize me. Marie's parents got divorced and her mom left. Her family expects her to take her place, but she doesn't see the problem with that. But good news for her, a space in the girls' dorm room opened up, so she just has to get her father's permission. She does the cleaning, the cooking, has all the food ready before her family comes home, and waits for them before she starts eating. Her father comes home, and she tries to convince him to send her to the dorm because she's the president of the journalism club and she's busy and all of that. Her dad thinks that she doesn't seem like she's trying that hard. So one of the reasons she wrote that article about Haejun being a bully, she just wanted to prove she's actually doing work and that her being there makes a difference. I would say that she's a bit impulsive though. When Marie found out that her article was actually helping the bullies, she didn't know what to do, so she had to call her aunt. Why are you back so late? I'm starving. She does the laundry, she cleans up, she washes the dishes, she plays video games with her brother. They order fried chicken, but then she gets into an argument with him because he thinks that she's doing nothing and is just trying to look busy so she can go to the dorms. And she accidentally screams that he's essentially bullying her. So she starts screaming because she can't hold it back. Marie's brother beat her up, and she has to pretend like nothing happened because she's going to the dorm soon. Marie does the dishes. Guess who's going to the dorm? You only think about yourself, don't you? If it's just me and Dad, what are we supposed to do on our own? Why are you asking me? Go figure it out with Dad. Honestly, you're not doing this because you like living with me, right? It's because you're gonna do all the housework and worry about Dad all on your own, isn't it? I'm back. Marie got punched again, yet she still smiles and pretends like nothing happened because the father punishes both of them if they start fighting, because like the victim should also be punished by his logic. Marie's aunt, so her father's younger sister, finds out that Marie's brother is hitting her, and his logic is that since Marie is his sister, he can hit her, and you're my nephew. According to you, I'm your aunt, so I can hit you. Isn't that right? Even though I'm stronger than you? The next day, Marie catches her aunt talking to her father. She lets him know that her brother is still hitting her. Well, what do you expect me to do? I'm at work all day. But she manages to convince him that he should send Marie to the dorms. And it's not fair for Marie to have to go through this as a second year of high school. Her auntie is the only one there for her. In the end, Marie got to go live in the dorm. Haejun is sick, but his mom isn't there to take care of him anymore. He feels so alone. But good thing Eunyeon is there to keep him company. Isn't it great that he skipped school just to take care of his sick friend? When Jiwon finally comes back from school, Haejun is already decomposing away. Because turns out, bro didn't even give him water. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? It's just a cold. You have zero empathy. At least pretend to be worried when someone's sick. Blondie's probably neglected in his household, so the reason he hung out in Haejun's room is probably because he hated being alone when he was sick. But anyways, Juwon takes over and actually takes care of him, and he feels a lot better. I don't know if you know this, but Minyoung is actually really popular at school because of his good looks. Like, he has people giving him free snacks all the time. Haejun even tells him that he should be an actor to take advantage of his face and like he's so good at lying. So isn't that perfect for an actor? Are you insane? insane? I would never do that. However, a clip got leaked of Eunyoung acting as Cinderella in a play when he was younger. But is Eunyoung really this good at acting? No way. Now that I think about it, this guy was insanely good at acting from the start. I thought he just had a shameless personality in general. But he denied the allegations. But everyone still thinks it's him because it is. I mean, he genuinely looked happy. Now the theater club is aggressively trying to recruit him, but he doesn't want to. Okay, so what actually happened was the girl who was actually supposed to play Cinderella wasn't able to memorize her lines, but Eunyoung did, and he was really happy to take over as the lead role. I'm the main character. Bro became blonde Kim Duk-ja. On performance day, Eunyoung did a really good job, and he was waiting for his parents to come. And his mom actually came to see him, and he was so happy. While being chased down by the theater kids, Eunyoung almost falls down the stairs, but a girl catches him. But her arm is hurt, and since she does sports, that's pretty bad. He accompanies her to the hospital, and she starts talking about her story with how she started doing judo, which is a type of martial arts. But then Eunyoung projects his insecurities onto her, saying that what if her parents become ashamed of her? What if her friends start ignoring her? Deep down, Eunyoung feels the same way about acting. The boys go watch Hara compete. Oh right, her name is Hara, by the way. And they think she's so cool and hardworking. Hara actually sits down with Eunyoung after she won the match and tells him to not give up on acting. But he's still not buying it. He doesn't see the similarities between himself and her, and he just leaves. He genuinely thinks that he's hopeless and doesn't regret wasting his life and not having anything planned out for the future, which is kind of sad since he used to be so passionate in theater club. I mean, like, who does Hara think she is giving advice to Eunyoung? It's not like she understands, right? Well, actually, when Hara was in elementary school, she was really good at studying, and her mom was sending her to music school, to piano school, to like a bunch of different, like, I can't even keep track because there's so many. Hara told me that she wanted to be a lawyer the other day. That's because you said that female lawyers are cool. That's not true. She really wants to do it. Yeah, I don't think parents notice when they gaslight their kids into dreaming their dreams. Hara, wanna learn some taekwondo? You need to have good stamina to study well anyways. You said you wanted to be a lawyer. How about judo? The uniforms look really cool. So Hara ended up picking judo classes. She was pretty much being bullied by this kid. Mom, I don't like judo. I don't like one of the kids there. Be a little more patient. Hara decides to train hard, and this time, she's the one who knocks him over. Eventually, she got so good that she kept winning every single time. So they sent her to a tournament where she won a gold medal, and she just kept on winning. Hara, I heard you want to go to a school with a judo club. Why would you even need that? It's not like you're gonna be a pro player. But I am gonna be a pro player. What? Since when did you decide that? Why didn't you tell me anything? Then what's the point of all the classes you're taking right now? Yeah, haha. What is the point? I thought you wanted to be a lawyer. That was when I was little. Am I a joke to you? Put down your uniform. No, I'm gonna keep doing judo. They end up making a deal saying that as long as Hara keeps her grades up, she'll still let her do judo. And she was working really hard. With her mom always trying to get her to give up, there's plenty of good and safe paths for you to take, so why are you insisting on this one? But I'm doing well. Aw, you never compliment me, Mom. I got a gold medal this time. Shouldn't you be bragging about this to the entire neighborhood? Just look at you. You have no idea what I'm going through. Wow, who would throw this away? They must be crazy. Whoa, it's a gold medal. Can I get an autograph? You may be wondering, who is this guy? Why is he always supporting her? He's the only one celebrating with her when she wins, always cheering her on. During my entire judo career in middle school, I listened to your cheers more than anyone else's. Thanks. Thank you, Juwon. It's Juwon. It's Juwon. Marie gets called to the office because there's more members in the broadcasting club. They're going to expand the broadcasting club into half of the journalism club's previous space. The teacher decided to merge the journalism club with the broadcasting club This is the broadcasting club president, Minju. She's really outgoing and popular, everything that Marie is not. I'm glad to meet you. It's so exciting that we're in the same club now, isn't it? Have you decided on the club name? You're okay with the Broadcasting Journalism Club, right? Huh? How does the Journalism Broadcasting Club sound? Yeah, so they're both fighting for their own club's lives. Yeah, then we're gonna make the new club name Broadcasting Journalism Club, huh? Oh, well, it can't be helped. Then I'm gonna be the club president. That's a bit, So you wanna take both the name and the club president spot, huh? Hand one over. Marie is not going down that easily. She always eats lunch alone because she doesn't really have that many friends. So Minju decided to eat with her and like sweet talking her, trying to win her over. And it's pretty easy to win Marie over, not gonna lie. And they actually started to become friends and hung out every single day. Marie even got to eat out in a fancy restaurant with Minju's family since they're rich. Both of Minju's parents love her so much, which is like in this manhwa, you know, really surprising. I wonder what kind of tragic backstory she's gonna have. Marie eventually gives in and tells her that she can be the president of the Broadcasting Journalism Club, so essentially giving her both the president title and the name because she genuinely sees her as a friend and just wants to get along. Then Minju made all of the journalism club kids clean up after them, stealing all the wall plugs. Why don't you eat lunch with me anymore? Suddenly treating me different after you got the president position? That was a low thing to do. Well, why do I have to keep eating with you? We're not even in the same class. I mean, even you knew I was just acting friendly because of the club merger. I wonder if Minju knows. It may have been just lip service to you, but I was being genuine. Marie was like technically spying on Minju's mom and overheard her fighting with her husband about to get a divorce. Wow, Minju's family is just like everyone else's. Minju's family is also really messed up. She just doesn't know. Long story short, Marie ends up in a fight with Minju and scratches her face. You guys are gonna hurt your eyes. Use your fist instead. Oh my god.
Bruh.
It can't be a chapter without bro suffering. Minju goes home instead of the dorm, and her dad tells her that they're getting a divorce. And since he can't clean up after himself, Minju does it for him, cooks for him. Dad, welcome back. My little Minju, your dad's home. Wow, you even cleaned up the whole house? My daughter's all grown up now. You could even get married. I wouldn't have been able to endure this without you here, Minju. Marie finds out and you're gonna leave the amazing dorms to go work for your family at home? Are you an idiot? Unlike my mom, my dad isn't very good at taking care of himself and I'm worried about leaving him alone because he's mentally fragile. What's there to worry about? Your dad isn't a child. He can take care of himself. Being mindful of your family home, doing housework, just thinking about it makes my head hurt. Luckily, Marie texts the mom and she pulls Minju out of the house. Her and her mom talk it out. So in the end, everything turned out alright. Remember how Heijun was being bullied in his childhood? Yeah, because they were accusing him of being able to see ghosts and they were also insulting his mom, but they're forgetting that Heijun is physically stronger than most people his age and he fought back. And then he started getting known for beating people up, so they stopped bullying him in his face. Heijun can't fall asleep, so he goes so he goes to sleep with Juwon. When did you wake up? Did you sleep with last night? You really don't remember? Did something happen? So when Heijun is all alone, he starts seeing the ghost of his mom and he's like, it's not worth it. He's gonna go back to Juwon. Mom, Dad, wake up. It's morning. Can you guys hurry up and grow our family? Heijun picks up a hammer and goes outside to confront the ghost. Isn't that her face? But then he actually starts thinking that it's his mom. Eunyoung accuses him of being able to see ghosts. I said no. Stop lying. Eunyoung begged. Are you deaf? I said no. Look, it's the thumbnail. This happens again the next night. He finally tells Eunyoung about the ghost, but he's still in denial. And then Eunyoung was genuinely being like, I don't know how to say it, like he's being a normal person about it and being somewhat empathetic. But then Heijun catches him smiling. I don't even know if he's imagining imagining this or if this actually happened because unreliable narrator. So now he's holding a grudge against him, but Eunyoung doesn't know. He's so confused. And like Haejun genuinely thinks that Eunyoung is gonna treat him exactly the way his bullies did. And look at that, they're fighting again. He still doesn't realize what he did wrong and he's still piling it on. Haejun sees his mom for the third time. He rushes out again, but Miyoung Nuna pops out and tries to stop him, but he ignores her. He's chasing her in the rain. He almost fell off a cliff, but Eunyoung was the one who caught him. Bro, all these comments are so bipolar when it comes to Eunyoung. Just like... okay. Eunyoung grabs something off the shelf, puts it in his bag, but Haejun catches him stealing. So what did he steal? Gummy worms. Turns out Eunyoung has been stealing ever since he was in middle school. But Haejun actually had the same problem, and I don't know what's going on in Korea, but like staff would literally fight the kids. And yeah, he did steal, but that doesn't mean you get to hit him over what, like a single pen? His mom fought for him, cause like it's not right. Same thing happened to Eunyoung, but when his dad was called over, instead of taking his kid's side, he was the one who beat him up to the point that even the store owner was like, it's okay, you don't have to go this far. This time, the alarm went off. The employee thinks that Eunyoung was the one who stole it, calls the police on him, and his immediate reaction is don't call the police. So the police department actually found out it was actually somebody else who stole it. It's all over, let's get out of here. So in the end, Eunyoung decided to stop stealing. Everything will be fine now. Okay, slay. Haejun is on a school trip with his class, and this guy tried to befriend him, but he's just making him carry all his things and take photos for him, all the while shit-talking everyone else in the class and how they're all toxic and he's the only nice person, and then ditches him. So now Haejun's feeling really bad. But then the so-called toxic people came up to him and they started hanging out. And turns out they're not toxic. And then his so-called friend says, no wonder you're always alone. Yo, that's a one-way ticket to get beaten up. If he was Eunyoung, guaranteed they would both start throwing hands. Guess who? It's Juwon and Marie. I've never seen Haejun look so relieved. Also, Hara is there. You know, sometimes you just gotta remember who was there for you. Your day one. So while the second years were on a school trip, Eunyoung is in first year, by the way. He didn't want to be alone, so he invited his friends over. But his friends invited an unwanted person who was being really disruptive, like going into Juwon's room and touching his stuff. We all know what happened before. Eunyoung's enemy brought alcohol, but he dumped them all out. And then he asks Eunyoung why he doesn't drink or smoke, even though his life is the worst out of all of them. So therefore, apparently he's supposed to do drugs or something. But he never really gave an answer. But we will find that out later. The bully is literally punching Eunyoung's other friends. So obviously he fought back, so he got kicked out. Eunyoung was feeling lonely since there was nobody in the house. So he's just sitting in the playground until older guys came up as backup for the bully. So like they were definitely beaten up. Well, not that Eunyoung wasn't beat up, but he's actually not as weak as he looks. But like Eunyoung dares him to stab him. Then Eunyoung exposes the bully. The two older guys got mad at him and offered Eunyoung a job. I wonder what kind of upright and normal job he will work for. Every year, the teachers organize some kind of test of courage. So basically, students go into the haunted house to complete tasks and win money, and the winner was Haejun. But this was actually the last ever test of courage because of how well they cleaned up the dorm. Because after all, this is a dorm. The school actually decided to turn it into a real boys dorm and put more students in it. But like only the ones who have bad grades, and they didn't even get to pick their own rooms. The dorm supervisor is kind of a creep. He kept pulling Eunyoung's hair because apparently it's too long. He also drinks. Eunyoung's roommates and his friends started stealing all his snacks, and because his food kept on being stolen, he poisons it and makes his new roommate sick. But that kind of exposes himself as the one who's been stealing all the food. You're low on money lately, aren't you? Why would he suddenly talk about me having no money? Is he making fun of me? Well, he actually said that because remember when the first time he met, Eunyoung stole Haejun's wallet? So now he's actually repaying the money back. He just phrased it in a super, But that money is gone. So now he's about to kill his roommates, who denies stealing the money, but we all know it's him. But the thing is, Eunyoung didn't even tell him that the money was supposed to be for him. So now they're arguing again. Heejun doesn't need him to repay the money. All he wants is an apology, which like Eunyoung doesn't see the point in apologizing because to him it's just a few words and it's not really that important. Do you actually feel sorry at all? But when Heejun heard that it was exactly 3,700,000 won, Heejun tells him that he doesn't need to pay him back. Eunyoung decorates his hair with a bunch of accessories to piss off the supervisor. The next day, the journalism club posted an article about the evil supervisor and how he's drinking and stuff. If you hated Marie before this, now you don't. The roommates started to feel bad and gave Eunyoung his money back. He gave it to Haejun and apologized. It's really impressive that you worked part-time at a restaurant to earn money on your own. It couldn't happen easy. Did he work at a restaurant? That's questionable. I hope we can get along now. Oh, and by the way, Haejun and Eunyoung are assigned to the same room now. Haejun meets his old childhood bully, who was the one who spread the rumors about him being able to see ghosts. And at the time, it was this one Nuna that was helping him. Funny thing is, the bully ended up apologizing and actually felt awful. But the girl who helps him in the past turned around and started talking shit about him. So I guess people do change. The two older guys from before went up to Eunyoung's friends to look for him, but Haejun can immediately tell that something's wrong. So he asks Eunyoung about it, but he's feeling a little bit guilty for lying, especially since now Haejun has such a high expectation for him. But these two guys are basically stalking Eunyoung, and they also told them that Eunyoung was lying about the restaurant thing. Obviously, Haejun started questioning him. Eunyoung was really pissed that he would ever doubt him, but Haejun genuinely thinks that he changed as a person. He's proud of his boy, yeah? Yeah, that's right. I am pretty amazing, aren't I? My favorite is definitely Chapje. Google this too. What if Ru doesn't care about us anymore? He's just saying for us to Google things now. Haejun gets a message from Eunyoung's friend saying that something's wrong with Eunyoung and he lost contact. Haejun basically extorts information out of this poor guy, and he admits that Eunyoung was illegally working at a bar, well obviously because he's underage. Today is Thanksgiving, by the way, and we have Haejun here running around trying to find his friend. And the friend in question was just beaten up by a group of older guys, and he's still running his mouth. Haejun comes over, saves him, and drags him away. Threw trash cans at these guys, tries to take a picture of Eunyoung's face as evidence for the police. But we're not forgetting that Eunyoung is scared of police. He whacks Haejun's phone on the ground and the screen cracks. And we know that he has no money, so what's he gonna do with the cracked phone? And also Eunyoung ran away. Haejun walked around town all night trying to find him, but turns out he was at home the whole entire time. Eunyoung offers to pay for Haejun's phone. I said it's fine. No, I'm gonna pay for it, okay? I said it's fine. I'm not taking money from you anymore. Why? Is my money too dirty for you now? You're obviously not taking it because you think it's dirty and uncomfortable. You said it was impressive that I earned money at a restaurant, didn't you? Why are you acting all open when you're the one who set the limitation? Everything you say is judgmental. I just paid the money back to you because it didn't feel right, but you started acting like a criminal turned over a new leaf or something. Huh? What? What the fuck do you mean? Let me ask you something. Would you have been satisfied if I did the opposite? If I said there's no way that Eunyoung Baek was working at a normal restaurant. It's you who has the issues, Eunyoung. But the next day, Haejun ended up apologizing to Eunyoung. But like, what is this face? Like, he's apologizing, but like, what is this? I just realized that I'm currently on chapter 161, and we still have over 100 chapters to cover. So unfortunately, I will be going through the rest of the arcs very quickly, because if this video gets any longer, my editing software will keep crashing and I will go insane. Their school had a sports festival, and in the finals, it was always Eunyoung versus Haejun. Haejun was the one who ended up winning. They made plans for next Thanksgiving since they didn't get to spend this one together. Chapter 167, Friendship and War. Juwon sits down with Marie and asks for friendship advice. I don't think you're asking the right person, but okay then. So essentially, he was talking about how a friend he was really close with and he knew first, became friends with a new person, and now he's jealous. Marie was thinking he had a crush or something. Turns out Marie also had the same exact problem, but with Hara, who she was friends with first, and Minju, who tried to steal her from Marie. And the person Juwon was talking about was Haejun. What the hell? And the other person was this Sunbae. Juwon's mom still has a soft spot for Haejun because of everything he did for her, and that's why he feels like he's intruding on Juwon's family. But Juwon misunderstands and thinks that he just hates him. Minju has a crush on Haejun, playing mind games to make him hang out with her more. Marie and Hara ended up clearing the misunderstanding, and now they're besties again. Chapter 176, Minju and Juwon. Juwon's mom and Minju's mom used to be friends, which is why those two got introduced to each other as kids. And Minju has always been a social butterfly, adopted him into her friend group where they went exploring places that they should probably not be exploring, got him to do dangerous stuff, and he got hurt every single time. But this time, Minju was the one who was super scared and crying, and who was the one to come rescue her? It was Juwon, even though he's like the biggest coward out there, which is why she finally reciprocated his crush. Now, something else happened in this arc that I didn't mention at all because I don't have enough time to actually cover it properly, so I recommend you read it yourself if you're curious. Spoiler alert, it's gonna make you dislike Minju. Chapter 186, Memorial and Uncle. Haejun got a call from his uncle. Basically, he's been called over for a memorial for his mother who passed away, and Eunyoung was being really judgmental and doesn't trust the uncle. Haejun actually didn't want to stay over, so his uncle came over to his school and shoved him into his car, but he wasn't going down alone. And since Eunyoung was standing right there, I guess he's coming along with him. Eunyoung has a really good nose, so he can smell the alcohol off the uncle. His mentality is that since the uncle smells like alcohol, I guess he's wasting all the money Haejun's entitled to like pursue his career in alcoholism. The memorial did happen and it was a normal memorial. The uncle was crying too. Eunyoung actually ended up smelling alcohol off of Haejun, who was talking about, oh, you're too sensitive. It was just one bottle, man. I know my limits. I don't get drunk from one bottle. What? We just know that something happened to Eunyoung. Haejun ended up asking his uncle about the money thing, and turns out the money he was getting was out of the uncle's own pocket, and the rest of the money was completely put in a bank account to save for college. So Eunyoung was wrong. Chapter 192, Eunyoung backs home. Eunyoung gets sick and has to get taken care of. Like, look at the sparkle in his eyes. He's so happy he doesn't have to do this alone this time. Because he's sick, the teacher calls his parents. He puts on his coat and is ready to leave before his parents come. His mom actually ended up showing up to the dorms, and we know that Haejun has a mom weakness, so he thinks there's nothing wrong with the mom. So Eunyoung actually goes back to his parents periodically since he needs them for administrative things. Eunyoung runs into his mom on the street, accuses him of lying and being hurt about him not contacting her and how they're strangers now. Eunyoung does not care. So she grabs him, but then he pushes her away. So of course Haejun comes to the mom's rescue, which makes Eunyoung look like a bad person, but Haejun knows him well enough to ask him if he's okay. He says that his mom's strategy is grabbing his skin and twisting it where people can't see it, so he has a reaction, so he's the one who looks crazy. But Eunyoung can't run away, so he gets dragged into the office because his mom is there, who wants him to leave the dorms right away. The teachers are all on the parents' side, and they start fighting again, which ends up with her grabbing onto him and him pushing her away. Turns out Haejun was there the whole time and stands up for Eunyoung, saying that he saw Eunyoung's mom pinch him just now. Because Haejun somehow got involved into the argument, and the mom becomes distressed because he asked if his friend was being hit at home. So the teacher started whacking him with a back scratcher until his head started bleeding. Like, it's honestly so hypocritical because they think it's bad to hit children, but then they get offended and start hitting children. That is so stupid. Eunyoung felt bad for Haejun, so he immediately 180 switches into an angel and goes home. For Haejun's sake, this chapter has a domestic violence warning, so I'll skip it. His alcoholic father tries to make him drink. The father starts hitting him again, which is the same thing that happened to him as a kid. Eunyoung had previously reported his parents to the police before, but it ended up backfiring onto him. Juwon and Haejun go to Eunyoung's house to pick him up, but he doesn't want to go. He sees his father's real face for the first time, and he's a lot smaller than he thought, so he gets kicked out in the end. the bully who got expelled during the Marie Kim episode, so the time where Haejun was wrongly accused of being a bully, came back to look for Eunyoung who beat him up in the past. Haejun tells Eunyoung not to go meet them, but Eunyoung does not give a shit and he does anyways and rage baits them. But Haejun starts fighting Eunyoung because he doesn't want to solve problems with violence anymore. So the bully brings a weapon, gives Haejun a concussion. Eunyoung finds him and calls an ambulance. This time Eunyoung also hesitates to use violence. So they are learning. Chapter 216, again, Eunyoung. Whenever he ran away from home when he was younger, he would stay at friend's house, but he always felt super judged, so he couldn't stay for long. This bald teacher is Eunyoung's homeroom teacher and is helping him by feeding him and such, telling him to apply for jobs, applying for theater club, and when he eventually misses the deadline, the teacher applies for him, and the theater club was very welcoming. He did a really good job, and yes, he's a horse. And this time he has people cheering for him. Chapter 226, Juwon Park and Hara Kang. Hara would always come over to Juwon's house, which made his mom think that he had a crush on her, which was not true. Chapter 230, Haejun More Than Ghosts. By the way, Juwon and Haejun went to the actual dorms, so the only person living in the haunted house is Eunyoung, but apparently he got the room that Miyoung Nuna was staying in, so Haejun was really happy to see her again. And because Eunyoung is so scared, Haejun started sleeping on the bottom bunk, and since he's already there, might as well force Eunyoung to study. He was tutoring him every single night. His grades ended up improving, but like when Eunyoung comes home and sees the ghost instead of Haejun, Haejun is scarier than the ghost at this point. Chapter 235, Haejun goes home. Eunyoung gets a real job as a cashier. Haejun gets a call from his dad. Eunyoung suspects the dad to have ulterior motives, for example, something about money or needing an organ donation, and turns out he was right because while looking through the family photo book, he noticed that when Haejun and his mom were alone together, she would wear short sleeves, but when Haejun was like a toddler, or I don't know what age he is right now, she would only wear long sleeves. Haejun calls his father and he confirmed that it was actually true, that he was hitting his wife. And then Haejun has a talk with his uncle. Chapter 247, Eunyoung back 2. Eunyoung gets a modeling job. Since Eunyoung is starting to make a bit of money, he buys a bunch of new cooking stuff and starts feeding his friends. He wants to live in one of those fancy places. Because his ego was getting a little inflated, he wanted to show off to his parents. So he sent them money and wore designer shoes and clothes when he met them. He sent 3 million won to them, by the way, which almost rekindled a relationship, but then his father gets him fired from his job. He's so angry that he was willing to use a bottle to smash his head, but Haejun thinks of Eunyoung's future and stops him, but ends up getting hit himself. Remember how he already had a concussion? So now they were at the police, and Haejun was helping him get his parents arrested. And finally, chapter 260, Goodbye Home. Haejun and Juwon are graduating this year, and all the other students there are getting kicked out, but Eunyoung and Haejun are allowed to stay until they graduate, so Haejun says goodbye to Juwon. Haejun goes back to his old apartment where he and his mom live. He saw his mom, but like right now he is currently in a coma, but like he got to tell his mom that he got into college, so that was nice. So then they had the whole graduation ceremony, and now all that's left in the haunted dorms are the original two. Haejun tells Eunyoung not to give up, and that they should both not give up, and Eunyoung agrees. The new students are coming in. Haejun takes out his new but thinner wallet, puts it in his coat pocket. They're heading out? Yeah. He thought about how the house used to look like, all the time he spent cleaning it, running in the rain, hanging out with the trio. Eunyoung, come help me with something. Hey, have a nice day. Yeah, you too. Eunyoung, I'm coming. That was my home. Thank you, Wanan, for this beautiful story. I totally recommend reading the manhwa by yourself, even though I already recapped it, since I skipped a lot of content, but I also wanted to give y'all like an actual finished recap for once, because I know some people are complaining about it. Anyways, Yashiro says bye.